So let's know more about β2018 iProtein. Here we have the high precision nephelometer with a resolution from 0.5 to 800 NTU, a hot thermostatic bath, a cold thermostatic bath. We can analyze up to 15 samples at the same time, and thanks to the Smart Cup test tube technology, it's possible to rename the sample directly through the software during the reading of the T1. CheckStab iProtein is also equipped with 3 customized protocols where you can choose the time, temperature and stability limits, and other 4 CheckStab protocols with the preset parameter for those who approach for the first time to protein stability tests. iProtein is standalone and it's all managed by the touch display. This is the home screen, where you can find the green play to start the heat test, the red folder where we find the analysis performed and we can search them by date and time. On the top left corner we have the blue icon with yellow sample. With this function we can use the nephelometer independently by the heat cycles. On the page number 1 on the left we have some general settings. Below we have the section Calibration to calibrate our nephelometer with CheckStab calibration standards. On the right, we have the section of preheating that, once activated, begins to bring the hot bath to the set temperature directly when you turn on the iProtein. Below, we have connection settings, because iProtein can be connected with the LAN of the company, and for this, it complies to the parameters of Industry 4.0. On the page number 2 we can manage all the settings to perform the heat test. With the first section on the left, we can select the method. Using a customer password, we can choose between the 3 personalized methods and the other 4 CheckStab methods that guide the analysis with preset parameters. On the left, we also find the formulas to calculate the dose of bentonite and the stability limits. On the right, in case of personalized method, we can manage all the parameters about the times and the temperatures of the bath. On the right, we also find the start cooler setting that must be selected according to the times and to the temperatures of our protocol, because this function will ensure that the cold thermostatic bath will be already at temperature at the time of moving the samples. With iProtein, we can also perform a cold test for the color stability to evaluate the turbidity by precipitation of the coloring matrix. Let's press on the wine glass to check the parameters. We can make a test with -4 degrees centigrade for 24 hours, or a test with 4 degrees centigrade for 48 hours. Also, in this case, the parameters are fully customizable by choosing the customized method, and we also have the automatic calculation of the Δ NTU. Coming back to the home and pressing the green play, we can start our heat test. After filling our test tube, always keeping attention to the clean of the surface, we recommend the use of a microfiber cloth like this. We can proceed to the reading of the T1. iProtein now will ask you how we want to rename the sample and how many samples for the same wine we have to analyze. In this case, 1. On the big box will appear the turbidity of the sample in exam. On the other 15 slots, we will see all the T1 for all the samples that we have to analyze. We can proceed with the other one. This is the main screen of the heat test, where we find at the top in small the record of the selected method. On the right we see the current temperature of the hot bath, and in small the temperature of our method. On the left we have the temperature of the cold bath. The word recon warning will light as soon as the sensor recognizes that the operator has positioned the basket in the bath. Below, in this box, we will see the countdown of the time for each thermostatic cycle. Once the hot cycle is finished, a warning appears inviting the operator to move the basket from the hot bath to the cold bath. Once the basket is moved in the cold bath, the countdown starts again. At the end of the cycle, the instrument will warn the operator that he had to move the basket with the samples into the resting pan. This is the resting pan, previously filled with room temperature water and alcohol. The alcohol helps to eliminate the glycol from the surface of our test tubes, and the sample must be at room temperature to do the reading of T2 to avoid condensation inside the nephelometric cell. Now we can dry the test tubes with a paper towel. Then clean any fingerprints or stains with a microfiber cloth. And proceed with the reading of the T2. iProtein will read the turbidity of the sample, and the result will be exactly in the box corresponding to the same test tube read during the phase of T1. In the foreground, we directly display the Δ NTU, that will appear green if it's stable, yellow if it's at risk, and red if it's unstable. If we press on a slot, we can display T1 and T2. Once finished the reading of the T2 for all the samples, we have to press the green play at the bottom right, and then a screen will appear warning that the test is over. Pressing on the red folder, we can see the results and have the correct dose of bentonite, both activated and natural, which will stabilize the sample and exam. Coming back to the main screen and pressing the red folder, we can search the analysis, and inserting a USB key in the port. By pressing the floppy disk icon, we can export the analysis directly and have them in Excel format. Also, we are here with the latest headset on the market, the Beta 2022 iProtein X. iProtein X was born to perform the heat test in a continuous way to meet the needs of the laboratories that can receive the sample in different time of the day. This instrument gives the possibility to insert the sample at any time without waiting the end of the cycles. We have 24 samples per thermostatic bath divided in racks that can contain 6 samples each one. Above each basket we have some lights that will warn the operator about the progress of each thermostatic cycle rack by rack. The light will glow in green when it's time to move the basket from a bath to another, and then the light will glow in red when the rack is working or when the rack is empty. For this instrument, the future is the same as described for Beta 2018 iProtein, and so we have the customized method, the CheckStab method with preset parameter, the automatic calculation of Δ NTU, and the automatic calculation of the dose of bentonite, both activated and natural.